What's going on, boys and girls? How you doing? We've got Big Prince going up against Opti, absolute beasts of the game. And I don't know if I've seen these two play. I honestly can't remember these two playing against each other. These absolute behemoths going up against each other. We have seen Prince before. Prince is known for playing Russia on the ladder. He is a Russia main when it comes to 1v1. Prince is just an absolute, like, one of the best players at team games as well. So Prince is just an all-round absolute beast. I've played him numerous times as well. Very, very good player. He's going as France today, which is interesting. So we'll see what he's got up his sleeve with France. Going up against the myth, the man, the myth, the legend. It is Harawang, a.k.a. Opti. And he is playing as Spain, which I would say is actually one of his best civilizations. And, oh, damn. France getting 100 food and 100 wood in their base. That's insane. That is actually insane. That's actually unfair that those two unbelievable treasures are in both kind of his base. That is insane, and I highly doubt that. Opti's going to walk all the way down there. Nice. Gets the pass of the TP as well. So great stuff here. Opti, like I said, I think this is one of his better civilizations. Opti plays pretty much every civ, I think. But he plays a select kind of, amount of them. But he's one of those players that can play on random. He could play on random on the ladder and do really, really well. So we see what he got up his sleeve today. Very H3 orientated. Does have House of Trastamara. Interesting, he's got 24 bows and Spanish Square, which I really like, those two shipments. So could be a lot of H4 play. Maybe some bow pike H4 play. And Opti actually did the madman, went all the way down the south. And you can do that when you play Spain. He does lose his dog, though, and now it's a scout, an explorer versus just an explorer. And Opti is going to pick it up, but is he going to lose his explorer for it? He's making 2 dogs. That will slow him down. And honestly, I think if Prince can get away with not dying here, forcing his opponent to have to make 2 dogs. Yeah, look, he's going to do a portrait. Look at that guy, Usain Bolt there, sprinting away. And he forces his opponent to make 2 dogs, which is going to slow him down for the age up. So actually, that's a pretty good... Yes, Opti got the 100 wood, which is an insane treasure. One of the best treasures you can get, honestly, in age 2. Like the efficiency-wise for the Treasure Guardian. Probably the best treasure, efficiency-wise, in the game. And so that's 100 wood to him, which he's going to really be happy with. But, he has had to get 2 dogs, but, it looks like he's gone for 16 villagers, and there's not going to be much delay at all. So, in all reality, only denying him, a 16 villager age up at 3 minutes 8, 3 minutes 9, isn't all that bad. It's not all that bad. It's only realistically a 9-second change. But 9 seconds can be the difference between winning or losing. 1 second can be the difference between losing. I've seen 1 sec. I've seen a millisecond be the difference between winning and losing. I remember one fateful game a long time ago now. I was playing against Carp, who was a very insane player, and he did a trade monopoly against me, like with France or something, at 12 minutes in the game. He did a fast industrial straight into trade monopoly, and I was like really caught off guard. And I literally won the game. I took down a TP that I needed to take down with 1 second to go, and it was already in the 1 second, so it was less than a second to go. So, oh no, a wolf, a nearly mature wolf pup. That might be Buck the tame wolf. Getting denied. He was again a second or 2 away from picking up that treasure. That is a massive shame, because he could have kept that treasure alive. Buck the tame wolf could have ran away, and then he could have come back here when the age up happened, so he could pick up his explorer. But not going to happen this time. We do have the scout that can do the same thing though, so maybe that's what's going to happen. TP going down for Opti, so not going for an early TP, just going for the hunting dog start instead. That's classic Opti, being greedy from the get-go. There's a nice herd here. He's got a nice herd here, so he's herding in 3 separate herds, which is pretty insane. Probably going for hunting dogs there, I presume. So classic Opti, not playing by the rule book. He plays by his own rules. Prince already in age 2. There comes steel traps, like I said. There comes 700 coin. And he's doing like just a very greedy, probably fast fortress here. But yeah, I mean, he's going to make it work. He's gone with 16 vills age up as well, don't forget. So very, very greedy stuff here from Opti. Prince, on the other hand, is he going for a cavalry start? We see that scout going forward. In stealth mode, it is at 5 minutes, so he's got some in queue. So about 5 minutes 30, we'll have hopefully 5 hussars out. Still some treasures to get. There's one down here, but actually, no, that's the only treasure left in the game, I think. We see here these treasures have gone. Literally, the only treasure left is 40 XP, but 40 XP is not bad. Plus the XP you get from killing this. So that's a 48 XP treasure. So 4 hussars. Is he going to sell 100 food for it? He's not. He's actually only going to get 3 here. So a bit of a mistake by Prince there. Not sure what he was preoccupied with, but I'm only getting 3 hussars out. Feels a bit bad. And now he's interesting. So he's gone for 4 villages into 700 wood. So he's kind of doing a slow semi-FF. He might transition into lots of musketeers now. He could put down 2 barracks and kind of do that Samwise. Well, this isn't the Samwise build, but that's an old school Samwise build. You know, into the double musketeer production. He is putting down a barracks, but 700 gold's on the way now, so I think he's just going to go into the fortress age. Are we going to see a dead villager? Oh, it's going to be close. Oh, villager gets away with it by the skin of her teeth. There come those 2 dogs that were made from earlier. And yeah, you don't really want to fight that, especially with 2 hussars, with TC fire. It's not worth taking that fight. You want to use these hussars, get some value out of them. But this is the problem. You know, he only made 3. This is the problem with not having 5 hussars. If this was 5 hussars, he could do a lot more idling of the villagers. He could take on, you know, these dogs and explorer, no problemo. But instead, because he only had 3 hussars, it's really not as scary as having 5. Nowhere near, in fact. So you always want to make sure you macro to get that maximum volume of hussars that you can. And he actually could have got 5 there. If he sold 100 food, he could have got 5 hussars out. Interesting that 700 wood's going to be used for double TP. I like that. That's good for tempo. And look at the amount of food he's got there. And again, that's because he's stacking that much food because he didn't get 5 hussars. Like, that extra food, that's 240 food that should have been used. Oh, we got a levitating hussar there. Wingardium Hussarlosa. Yeah, that was a terrible joke. Sorry, chap. Finally picks up that XP. Ooh, going for double stable. Wow, that is brave. Is he gonna have the eco to be able to afford double pumping stable and a barracks? We'll have to wait and see. We will have to wait and see. Still got 1 hussar left. He's aging up. What's he aging up with? The Exile Prince. Now, what's the first thing he's gonna start making? Interesting. So he's going for that 1k wood. That's gonna give him the infrastructure to get all the population space for this. But look at this. The age up's coming for Opti as well. And in come charging those 4 hussars. And look what it's done already. It's currently keeping 15 villagers inside his TC. That's why that early age up with 4 hussars from Spain is so good. You just dive in those hussars. Your opponent is forced to put villagers inside his TC. And now, look, he really wants to make double stable and barracks production here for Prince. And look, he's only going to be able to get, I mean, he might be able to get 10 out. No, he's going to be able to get 8. If those villagers weren't inside his TC, he would have got 10. He would have got an extra 2 there. So there would have been 10 goons instead of 8 goons. And that makes a big difference in these early skirmishes. It makes a huge difference. He's upgrading his villagers. There comes that 1k wood. That's going to give him lots of population. He might get another TC, or he might upgrade his TP line. Let's have a quick look at what his next shipment's going to be. More goons. Okay, that's a pretty safe shipment. Opti, on the other hand, let's have a quick look at what he's up to. Making some rods here. His barracks was in base. So, again, he's gone for quite a greedy kind of 700 gold, 700 wood, 5 villager build. And he's gone for Spanish gold. Super greedy. Don't forget, you know, he went for like age 2 steel traps. And a 16 vill age up into age 2. This is one hell of a greedy build right now. The Spanish gold into 1k wood. We might see Marvelous Year at some point as well. This is that crazy Spanish build order. This is a bit with a twist, because usually you see the double barracks earlier than this. But yeah, harrowing. Opti's not afraid to hang back here. You know, the France micro, the France eco is a scary thing, right? It is a scary thing because CDBs are really insane. They are insane. But He's not worried. He's happy to sit back. He knows he shipped that 5 villager card. He knows he's shipped Spanish gold. And the more shipments he spends, the more gold he gets, right? And then he gets 1k wood. Now it's his turn to get 1k wood. And he's not, he's probably happy sitting back and getting marvelous year behind this as well. I can almost guarantee you he'll go marvelous year behind this. He's stacking a lot of resources as well. So imagine we'll either see a stable or another barracks now. And look at this, 1,000 wood and 330 gold. Absolutely insane. That scout's still alive. Just keeping an eye on things here. Score's quite close. 1k deficit for Opti. Oh, back herd. You know what back herds at this stage of the game? That is unfortunate. That's a huge back herd. I share your pain, Opti. I share your pain. We've all been there, son. We've all been there. Outpost is going to see those goons. I think that settler knows its fate from here. Could bring these skirmishers forward. Veteran Rodelero's coming in. Wow, he's got a double barracks then. And now he's shipping Rodeleros as well. Whenever you got another top tip, I like trying to give more top tips in these games. If your opponent is pushing you, I was just about to say this, and Opti has done it perfectly for me. I was about to say, I guarantee you, he'll switch. Although I thought he might switch to Marvelous Year, he's actually switching to Archaic Infantry Combat. If you've got a shipment ready to go, and you see your opponent pushing into an outpost or your TC, send a heavy-hitting melee infantry unit, if you can. So whether it's Doppelsodners, whether it's Rodeleros, whether it's Landsconnects, whatever it might be, okay? Because if your opponent is pushing in, your opponent is going to start sieging stuff, right? It's going to start sieging stuff, and you can trap him really well. And if he starts attacking under outposts, under TCs, that's when your melee units are going to get the most amount of value they will ever get. So if you see your opponent pushing in your base and you've got a shipment ready to go, it's a very good idea to send a melee infantry unit, like a really heavy maceman, area of effect if possible. And that's exactly what we saw Opti do here. He saw his opponent pushing him with goons. He knows they don't have a lot of siege, so they were going to be sieging for a while. That gives his shipment ready time to get in there and pop out on his opponents. But then when the units went away, he thought, do you know what? I'm not going to get as much value out of that now. I'm going to decide to send a upgrade card instead. So you can always have the option. You always have the option of canceling shipments. You can always cancel a shipment, even if it's almost there, but you're not going to get the value of it. Just cancel it and then ship something else. So that's a good tip for you guys, all right? If your opponent is pushing, don't be afraid to send a melee unit, military shipment. Howrang is on 33 vills. He's double raxing those Rodeleros. These veteran rods, they're getting to a mass now. It's 13 minutes of the game, and Prince still hasn't pushed in as hard as I feel like he should. He's got Kurz here, he's got Goose, but that's a lot of Rodeleros, and they have Archaic Infantry Combat upgrade in there as well. Everything's going to have to push back. The skirmishers are standing there fighting. They don't have bayonets. Everything's having to kite. The Kurz are getting mauled by the Rodeleros. What is Prince thinking here? And that is the power of Rodeleros. You don't even need to micro them. You just attack move and they will do the fighting for you. Prince on 38 vills as well, so he actually has the eco lead. Prince, he's still up in score. Kurz getting slowed down, everything getting mauled. And as scary as Kurz are, Rodeleros are scarier. Ooh, tried to go for a raid here, I think, but lucky those Kurz survived there. These veteran rods are on 196 HP and 14 hand attack with 3.5 multi versus cav. These things are absolutely insane. Insane in the membrane. Prince starting to run out of natural res. He did get another TC, did get that second TC. That's why his villager count's so high. So, you know, I think what Prince is... it's difficult to know if Prince needs to push out or not. I mean, his villagers have the advantage. If he, you know, he has upgraded his villagers with greatcoats and the extra attack blunderbuss. So he definitely wants to use the CDBs in a fight if he can. But Prince getting cold feet and deciding that he needed to push the agenda there. And, yeah, he got mauled for it. It shows you the power of Rodeleros, man. Look at this mass of Rodeleros. 53 Rodeleros after that fight, and it's only 15 minutes into the game. He's now buffing them even more with an extra 15 hit points. Is it plus 20%? Or is it hand infantry? Or is it veteran rods only 5%? I don't know. It's either plus 5% or plus 20%. We'll have a quick look. So 100. So you've got an extra like 20 odd HP. So that is going to be 20%. So that card right there gives 20% extra hit points for Rodeleros. 20% for an H2 card. That's so good. So good. And now look at these. Look at the stats on these Rodeleros. 223 HP with 40% melee resist. Like what? France have nothing that can beat that in hand attack. Like halberdiers can't compete with that. You know, he's going to need a ridiculous amount of halberdiers, but they would just get melted by the skirms anyway because he's still got 24 of them. So like, what does he make? Like, what does? And he look at the stat. Look at his eco as well. He hasn't even shipped Marvelous Year yet. He could actually ship House of Trastamara next, and he could get a really fast age up in there. Like, this is the power of Spain, and this is the power of Spain. Like. Of Spain's eco. Like, people seem to forget that the Spanish fast fortress it has an insane eco if you go down the eco route. Cavalry Cuirass coming in now. Not sure what he's getting that for. I guess the Lancers. But he doesn't have that many Lancers to make it worth it. Maybe he intends on sending some more. But currently only has 2. Ooh, villagers walking over here to the west. Just out of sight at the moment. But these gold mines going to be getting gathered up, getting gobbled up pretty quickly. And look at the score, though. France actually up in score. 41 vills for Opti. Prince on 46. Even with Spanish gold, I feel like France has got the superior eco here. Once again, though, he's pushing, and he's pushing Anakin. You don't have the high ground. Why are you walking down here? You need to push up here, force the Rodeleros into a really narrow corridor, and you have the high ground up here. Prince deciding not to go for the high ground, though, and he's making Kurz. Kurz, surely that's not the right answer here. Kurz chasing away some vills. I don't know. The Falconets could be nice if they stay alive, but I don't know how long they're going to be able to stay alive for. Goons and Kurz getting mauled here. The Falconets will stay alive here because the Kurz are body blocked. But how long are the Kurz going to body block for? Oh my goodness me, I have no idea which way this is going to go. More Kurz coming in. Lancers are there now as well. Skirmishers are not attacking the rods. The skirms you need to micro the skirms really intricately to kill these rods. And the rods are pushing through now. Is there going to be enough of them? My goodness me, this is the power of having 223 HP. They just do not die. Rodelero's connecting to the Goons. The Goons are going to be forced to kite once again. The skirmishers just standing their ground for some reason. And although Prince has the eco lead here, Opti down to 39 vills. How do you beat this Rodelero mass? Still has 22 Rodeleros. Now he shipped his Falconets, which is nice. My goodness me, what a battle that was. 1,000 wood coming in. 1,000 wood, surely you go for Marvelous Year or House of Trastamara here. Okay, one of those TPs goes down, but that's not going to be, you know, Prince has got a lot of XP, a lot of tempo from that. It's not too, he doesn't need those TPs anymore. Okay, that's what the reason for the 1,000 food is. So he's starting to double pump rods and make veteran lancers. So smart play, decision making there by Opti. This is going to be running out very, very shortly. And then there's only one more mine left, which is on about 2/3 of the gold. There's one tin mine over here. There's a tin mine over here. But they are not in Prince's power. So Prince is... I don't know what Prince is going to get this, but once that goes, he's going to be down to estates. So he's going to be kind of screwed. A lot of gold here coming in. Stealing up all of that gold. 1K going in for a raid here. Very nice. These guys do have their greatcoats, though. Nice. Sacrifices 2 villagers there to save 3. Very smart play there by Opti. Opti making some missionaries. He hasn't got the card Unction, so he's literally just going to be using these missionaries as a healer, essentially. That scout still alive. A top tip for French players is you always want to keep your scout alive. The scout is such an important unit. You can argue it's even more important in the mid to late game than it is in the early game. Because of how useful it is to keep invisible like this and to walk over to gold mines, to food, livestock, places on the map or tree lines and just keeping an eye out on where villagers are. And then you can go raid there in the late game. And in the late game, obviously, there's a bigger chance of raiding more villagers. So keeping this scout alive, guys, if you're a French player, always keep your scout alive. Do not throw this scout away at any cost. You want to keep it alive. And you want to make sure you always keep scouting with it throughout the game. House of Trastamara is a fast shipment. It comes in quickly. And that's going to give him a really nice age up. Look, 1,500 food. He can age up with that. Super cheap age up there. And he's going to age up super quick. Look how fast this. Even the exiled prince is thinking, how exiled can you be? My goodness me, that's fast. And the more shipments you spend, the faster the age up's going to be. So an insane age up time. Straight in with the Spatachins. That's going to be the Gartek Rodeleros, as if these bad boys couldn't get any fiercer. Call them Sasha fierce because, my God, Beyonce would be proud. Prince sees the age up. He doesn't want any of this field guns age up as well. Interesting. And now he's got all of these juicy shipments ready to go as well. Nice. Going to get a nice raid here. Opti is actually only on 39 vills. Don't forget about this, guys. 39 vills. Prince is on 60. Prince is on 60 vills. Honestly, if Prince wants to push here, I would send all these villagers. I would send every single villager I have to push here. And we don't... Prince doesn't even give us the satisfaction of one final juicy fight. He just sees these Spatachins with 277 HP and goes, fuck this shit, I'm out. Look at that for a scene there. I tell you what, that would be a good, that would be a really good thumbnail. The cav are nowhere to be seen. Even if his cav is in here, he can't, you just cannot mess with that mass of Rodeleros. Absolutely insane. And look at the scores. Even though French is almost, he's not far away, double the eco of Spain. Almost double the eco. That's how strong Spain is. Fantastic game, though. Absolutely fantastic display there by both sides. Really fun to see. Just basically a full Rodelero build. Guys, don't be afraid to do full Rodelero builds. They are scary. Rodeleros in small numbers are not scary, right? Because they're easy to kite. They're easy to snipe off. But Rodeleros in the mass, like the sort of masses that we saw, when you get sort of 30, 40, 50 of them, it's almost impossible to micro them. Like, that's how scary they are. And there's almost no unit in the game that Rodeleros can't just dive in against. Like, the only thing, I mean, even against like Doppels or Halberdiers, they still do well against, especially if you've got upgrade cards. So Rodeleros do well versus almost every single unit in the game. All resources starting to pull away for Prince, as we suspected. So we look at the military unit count. Insane stuff by Opti, and look at that fight. Terrible fight for Prince. He tried to bounce back, but look at that, 110 military pop compared to Prince's 59. Although a lot of that were cavalry, so his pop was... If we go to military unit population, look, Prince actually had more military pop, very equal, exactly the same, 72 pop here. But look at that, both 72 military pop, but a terrible fight for Prince. Again, more military pop for Prince because he had that superior eco and he got the better bounce back. He still lost terribly, even though Opti had less population space. That is the power of Rodeleros and that archaic infantry combat. Absolutely scary stuff. Guys, hope you enjoyed that one. Top 10 players right here for you. Only the best for you guys. Hope you enjoyed that one, and I will catch you in the next game. Peace.